Hi, everybody. My name is Jennifer Sikora. I am a longtime B2B tech marketer, and I am working with a number of AI startups, especially with the 24 and Up Startup Studio. And I'm here talking to Tatyana Mamut of Wayfound.
So there are three really important critical components of a guardian agent platform that everyone should be looking for. The first is that there is a high level reasoning agent that is not just looking at analyzing a one-off LLM as a judge, again, like question response kind of thing,
Yeah.
but that there is a high level reasoning agent that is built in a custom way with a whole bunch of, software engineering underneath it that puts together the data and has its own memory store so that that agent is learning about the company, learning about what good looks like in the company, what the culture of the company is, what the policies of the company are, and they actually have an agent that's being able to reason and understand whether the agent is compliant or non-compliant with the intention of the business, right?
Yeah,
So it
so
has to
sorry to
be
interrupt, but it sounds like you're saying like they need to be not just a domain expert or that agent, I'm saying they like they're human, but that
right.
supervisor, guardian agent needs to be an expert, not just in the practice of supervision, but also an expert on the goals for your business too.
Yes, or it has to be able to learn what the
Learn.
goals for the business are. Because, and this is why you can't buy a guardian agent just from a domain specialist platform, is because then you have your supervision layer looking like every all of your competitors. Right. So
Mm.
your secret sauce, your competitive advantage as a company are your culture, are your processes, and your particular policies. The guardian agent needs to be able to learn your special competitive advantage, not the generic ways in which something is done in your industry, but your company's specific ways of doing things. And that guardian agent needs to be able to capture that, to learn that, to remember that. And then the second criteria is that it then has an improvement loop or a feedback loop for the agents that it is supervising. So this is not just about monitoring. Again, that's why we don't talk about this as monitoring. It is about active supervision based on company culture and context, and then using that understanding to give feedback to improve the agents themselves. So there
Great.
has to be an MCP integration so that supervisory agent needs to be able to actually ship its improvements directly back into the coding platform where the agent is being developed, either in Claude Code or Codex or Cursor, wherever you're building your agent. That supervisor needs to show up in that space and say,
Yeah.
hey, this is how you should improve the agent. Okay, so that's
Great.
the second criteria.
Yeah.
And the third criteria is that it needs to be able to work with multi-agent teams, not just single agents. And this is because more and more work, as we're seeing, is being done, in by multi-agent teams or swarms, that are either, put together in terms of workflows or more often not being put together in terms of workflows. But these agents just have access to each other, and then they are decisioning which agent to call upon to complete whatever the goal of the application is. And so you need to have also a supervisory framework or a guardian agent that knows how to work with multi-agent teams that are strung together in applications, not just single agents themselves. And if you rely on your engineers to sort of read all the logs and traces across these different agents, which is what you get in most monitoring platforms, it'll drive them crazy, honestly, right?
I can see that.
So
Yeah.
this is really a job for a guardian agent.
A guardian agent. Closing question. Why can't agents just self guard, right? Why can't they supervise themselves?
Same reason why really smart employees can't be trusted to supervise themselves, right? So we see again and again, this is not an engineering issue, right? If all agents have have guardrails built into themselves, into the platforms. But as we see, I mean, Google teams, OpenAI teams, Workday teams, they are ending up in courts because AI agents, no matter how well they are built, will will go off of their guardrails a certain percentage of the time. And so you always need a supervisor, just like with smart human employees, to be watching what they're doing.
Awesome. Thanks, Tatyana, so much. And hopefully folks will check out Wayfound as a guardian agent.